तस्य प्रपन्ना अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने स्वे अर्थाय जातस्य यदुष्वजस्य वार्तां सखे कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्त तस्य प्रपन्नाखिललोकपानाम् अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने स्वे अर्थाय जातस्य यदुष्वजस्य वार्तां सखे कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते तस्य प्रपन्नाखिललोकपानाम् अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने स्वे अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने स्वे माताजीच तस्य प्रपन्नाखिललोकपानाम् अवस्थितानाम् अनुशासने यदुष्वचस्य वार्ताय सखे कीर्त Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charna Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki tasya his prapanna surrendered akhila lokapanam, all rulers of the entire universe, avasthitanam, situated in anushasane, under the control of sway, own self, arthaya, for the interest of jatasya, of the born, yadushu, in the family of yaduds, ajasya, of the unborn, vartam, topics, sakhe, O my friend, kirtaya, please narrate, tirtha kirte, of the Lord, whose glories are chanted in the places of pilgrimage. Translation: O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears by his causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all the parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yaduds. Purport: there are innumerable rulers all over the universe in different varieties of planets. The sun god in the sun planet, the moon god in the moon planet, Indra in the heavenly planet, Vayu, Varuna, and those in the Brahmaloka planet, where Lord Brahma is living. All are obedient servants of the Lord. Whenever there is any trouble in administration of the innumerable planets in different universe, the rulers pray for an appearance and the Lord appears. The Bhagavatam 1.3.28 has already confirmed this in the following verse. Ete cham sakala pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. In every millennium, whenever there is any trouble for the obedient rulers, the Lord appears. He also appears for the sake of his pure unalloyed devotees. The surrendered rulers and the pure devotees are always strictly under the control of the Lord, and they are never disobedient to the desires of the Lord. The Lord is therefore always attentive to them. The purpose of pilgrimage is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirtha Kirti. The purpose of going to a place of pilgrimage is to get the chance to glorify the Lord. Even today, although times have changed, there are still pilgrimage sites in India. For example, in Mathura and Vrindavan, where we had a chance to stay, people are awake from early in the morning at 4 a.m. up until night time and are constantly engaged some way or other in chanting the holy glories of the Lord. The beauty of such a pilgrimage site is that automatically one remembers the holy glories of the Lord. His name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, and entourage are all identical to the Lord. And therefore, chanting the glories of the Lord invokes the personal presence of the Lord. Anytime or anywhere pure devotees meet and chant the glories of the Lord is present without any doubt. It is said by the Lord himself that he always stays where his pure devotees chant his glories. Thus, the end, the Bhaktivedanta purport of third canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by Vidura. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shrirta Padakamalam Sri Gurur Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Lalitanmitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanmitamscha Amaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratuse Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Randavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Tarevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I sincerely seek blessings of all the Vaishnavas. I'm really not qualified to sit here and discuss, so I uh, pray at the lotus feet of each Vaishnava that please bless me so I can speak something appropriate in glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam and correct words, and that brings happiness and joy for all the Vaishnavas and brings my heart gets purified. So actually there is a selfishness also sitting here because mind is forced to study Bhagavatam to at least like 4 or 5 days before. The mind is still what I'm going to speak and what I will, which lecture to hear. So all those things, contemplation brings that purification. So that's the selfishness sitting here, otherwise not qualified to say. So here uh, we are discussing from this chapter questions by Vidura, and as we understand that Vidurji, he has left the Hastinapur, or rather he's driven by Dhritarashtra from the palace, and he is now on the pilgrimage. He is doing Dham visit, and we see that Uddhava, who is sent by Lord towards the Badrika Ashram to give association to the sages of Badrika Ashram. So he's on the way towards Badrika Ashram, and here Vidurji is in doing his pilgrimage. So they meet, and then the discussion starts. And now further we'll hear that it's like Gaurang Darshan Prabhu says zip file of 10th canto. In the third canto, we have a zip file of 10th canto. The Krishna's pastimes are described in very short. So as we know that the Uddhava and Vidurji is elderly person, and Vidura in the age is, Uddhava is younger. So of that etiquettes, he, instead of instructing, he glorifies Krishna. That way he fulfills the request of Vidurji also, and that way he doesn't cross that boundary of respect. So here in the first part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the descent of the Lord, how the Lord takes avatar for what purpose. So in every planet, there is a controlling deities. In the heavenly planets, there is a Indra. In the sun planet, there is a sun god, and like for everything, every place. However, there is a trouble also, and even these demigods, they have the power, but they don't have ultimate power. Whenever there is a trouble, there is a disturbance, they approach the Lord, and then the Lord, out of his causeless mercy, he descends and clears those disturbances. So we know the shloka from Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushrutam dharma sanstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Lord descend to this world to protect the sadhus, to protect the saintly person, and to annihilate the miscreants. And then he established the dharma also. And the main reason also we understand from the Vaishnava Acharya is that Lord, he comes here so that whatever the pastimes he performs, the deeds that are glorified throughout down the line, throughout the years and the ages. So that spirit souls, the Jivatma who is stuck in the material world, gets opportunity to get render service to the Lord, or to get attracted to the spiritual world. So that's the Lord's mercy. Like Jiva, he's no matter like forgetful of Krishna from millions of lifetimes. We don't know when we forgot Krishna. And there is no desire also in the heart to render service to Krishna, but still Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, he descends again and again. He comes in whatever is, he comes himself comes, he comes in the form of holy name, he comes in the form of Bhagavatam, he comes in the form of Prashadam, he comes in the form of Dham, and he also sent his pure devotees, like we have today Shripad Ramanujacharya's appearance day. So he sends his devotees so that the Jiva, who is turn away his face from the Krishna's service, so they can attain, they can join back the service of Krishna. Now we know that famous shloka, Janasya Krishnat Vimukhasya Daivat Adharma Shilasya Sudukhitasya Anugrahaye Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardhanasya. So those people, Janasya Krishnat Vimukhasya Daivat, those people who has turned away themselves from Krishna's service, to get them back, or to turn their consciousness to Krishna, the saintly persons, they travel, charanti nunam, they travel amongst the different places so that the jiva can again render service to Krishna. So the main purpose of Krishna's descent is that he enacts the pastime so that the world gets attracted to him. So in the one time, in one of the lecture, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was mentioning that no matter how the child may be the spoiled, or the putra, the child or the son may be the spoiled, the good father will never abandon that child. He will always protect. He will give him the punishment, the kathor danda, or he will keep the vigilance, but he will not leave him. He will somehow or other try different ways to bring that child on the track. So that's how the Krishna also so loving father that no matter how hard we try to forget him, he does not allow that. He somehow or other he will bring back, or he will give such opportunity that will again turn to him. So in this, yeah. So in the second paragraph, Prabhupada is mentioning about the places of pilgrimage, the importance of dham, or what the dham does. So the purpose of pilgrimage is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirthakirti. So whenever we, the purpose of visiting a holy place is that we remember Krishna, we glorify Krishna, we get absorbed in his pastime. So there are 5 potent form of devotional service, and one is Mathuravas, that is the place of residing at the holy place. And we, all of us, we have experience that whenever we go to yatra, like Kartik yatra, or with the devotees go to any holy place, that the impact of that thing, the impact what we do there, chanting and the hearing classes or visiting, that is very powerful. It sustains for the long time. And even we see generally we, for when we do college preaching, the first year students, we take them, for every camp we take them to different places like Dehu or Pandharpur or Nashik, and whatever 1 day, 2 days we spend with the student there in the lecture classes. So many of the boys, they really get very transformed, and there is a lot of change in consciousness. So so the dham has its own potency. So yeah, and then Prabhupada is also mentioning about the chanting the glories of the Lord. So we find that the most essential thing that is there in the place of pilgrimage, or rather than any place, is the glorification of the Lord. Now, Srila Prabhupada has created the ISKCON temples and centers. Those are not less than the holy places. Like the main purpose of holy place is where the Lord is the center, and everyone is rendering service to him. So as we get transformed by visiting holy place, same thing happens when we are in the temple, when we are in the association of devotees. there is a transformation that everything is centered around Krishna, and then we get transformed. There is a attitude to serve Krishna that comes out. So now, that, like any temple, every like we in India we have so many temples, but we not in most of the places there is just worship. There is no discussion on Bhagavatam, or rarely there is a kirtan. So there we have some there is some potency, but however, when we have a vibrant temple, like a temple where there is a Bhagavatam is going on, there is a kirtan going on. So that place has lot of that has more potency to transform. So, so the in the various process, the chanting and the glorification of the Lord is the most important. If we, the entire process of devotional service, in fact, is the appreciation and glorification of Krishna. So, the main process is chanting of holy name. So, when we chant, when we are chanting, that is appreciation of Krishna. When we want to attain Krishna, the main thing that Prabhupada also emphasized in many of his purposes is chanting of the holy name. Like we hear that Sevan Mukhoi Jivvadha. The service or first service to Krishna begins with the chanting of the holy name. The tongue. The tongue has two functions. One is eating and another is speaking. So instead of speaking worldly things, if we chant Krishna's name, if we glorify Krishna, that brings us closer to Krishna. So Prabhupada in one purport says that chanting is the medicine and prasadam is the diet. So we have this material disease. We have stuck in the material world and we have so many material desires. So this is material disease. Prabhupada says how it will be cured? It will be cured by medicine, that is chanting of the holy name. And what is the diet is stick to prasad. That will this disease of material desires, and this will get cured by chanting and honoring Krishna Prasad. So when we don't glorify Krishna, now here in the shloka also it is mentioned, Viduruji is saying that please glorify or chant the glories of the Lord. So by glorification of Krishna, what happens? By glorifying Krishna, our hearts get purified, and with the purified heart, we can actually get happiness. And even before happiness, there is a shanti also. Because the knowledge is such a thing that it gives rise to knowledge gives the peace. When andhakar, in the adnyan, in the darkness, people are very fearful. But when there is a knowledge, there is a fearlessness, and also there is a happiness. So what is the glorification of Krishna? Krishna's glorification is like it in the shloka also comes, shoka moha bhaya apara. The shoka, the lamentations goes away. The moha, the illusion of this world goes away. Shoka moha bhaya apara. So when we Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says one nice thing that people in this world nowadays, if you see, there is everyone wants to have his story. They want to have their story, means I am something different, or like we have YouTubes and YouTube channel. There are people there is a competition who has more follower or views and all. So there is people wants to make some history. So on that, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu has made a very nice quote that to find happiness, we don't need to make history. To find happiness, we don't need to make history. We just need to realize that his story is history, is his story. That is Krishna's story, and play our part in his story. So he's saying that to find happiness, we don't need to make history. We just need to realize that history is his, that is Krishna's story, and play our part in his story. So if we understand that Krishna is the only hero, and he can only make the history, nobody else can do that, and we as a part and parcel of Krishna, we can play the part in his history. So that So that's how the glorification of the Lord is only the perfect person to whom we can glorify. Since he is the only master. So in the yeah, and s- so in the glorification of Krishna, now someone may say that like glorifying Krishna or performing bhakti, Krishna, somebody may say that I I I don't have this qualification to glorify Krishna, or I don't have some particular, let's say somebody, I'm not so wealthy, or there is no barrier actually for any qualification, such as like the gender or the body or the beauty or the anybody actually can serve Krishna. There is no barrier for it. Like we can see that Krishna, there are devotees in the animal body also, Vriksharaj, Jambhavan, or we can see the Hanumanji in the, they also glorified Krishna in their way. And the human life actually is the special benediction in which, like other animals, like we see that was the special benediction or mercy they got. But if we see the human life, that we have got a perfect opportunity to glorify Krishna, and that we should utilize. Like we see in the Kali Yuga nowadays, the people have a tendency to glorify, to appreciate, but they are wrongly glorifying some other things, and that will not bring happiness. Rather, it will create shoka, that will create lamentation in the heart. It will bring the misery, or like we say, when like we one of the lecture, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was saying that Kali Yuga is a season of prajalpa. The people are talking so much, and there is a discussion and communication happening, but it is not about Krishna, it is just about the material thing, and that will bring out the shoka, that will bring out the unhappiness, it will create quarrels. Like, so till the time we have desire to glorify some other personality other than Krishna, till that time the heart will never be satisfied. It will always have some pinprick, something is missing. And no matter how much person get in his life, whatever achievement he does, but still in the heart will be dissatisfied only. Rather, if we see other side, the devotees who don't have anything, or once, let's say, they have lived very uh, opulent life, and suddenly they left everything. Suddenly those things gone away. Still, if you see now, living opulent life and then living that material opulence, it's very difficult. It's very uncomfortable. But the devotees, if you see, like the chapter itself, the Vidurji, he was living in the palace. He was the minister also, but suddenly he was told to get out of the kingdom. He went without any disturbance. Rather, he felt very joy that I get rid of this politics that was happening. Now I have full chance to glorify Krishna. We see generally the old people, they have a lot of trouble. I mean, it's very difficult for them. But if you see other side, our Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, where there was a hippie movement going on in the US, where the people were not listening to their parents. What to speak of old person? They were not just attracted to Prabhupada, or they listening to Prabhupada. They surrender their life to Prabhupada. So that's the difference. When a person is engaged in glorifying Krishna wholeheartedly, he himself is joyful and he shares his joy with other. The people want to be in contact with such a person. Like we hear the glorification about Shukadev Goswami, that he's a dear to the devotees. Why? Because he glorified Bhagavatam. He spoke Bhagavatam. So glorification, like in the times of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj would give lectures, and the devotees there, or especially Matajis also, they would write articles on the whatever Maharaj spoke. So one time, and even the brahmacharis and sannyasi, everybody, like whatever the article that was publish. That was distributed. So there was like question like how the Matajis are writing like that. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj said that the glorifying Krishna is the birthright of every jiva, that everyone can glorify Krishna. That's actually the privilege, or that's the thing jiva can do. And so glorifying Krishna, there is no bar actually. Anyone, any place, anytime, anybody can do. And entire Srimad Bhagavatam, if we can see, it's the glorification of Krishna. It's and at most is the main thing is like even throughout the Bhagavatam we see there is a reversal. Every devotee that is feeling challenge or reverse in his life. Like His Grace Gaurang Prabhu says that like every day we are attending Bhagavatam class or we are hearing philosophy. It is like in the state or in the city there is a emergency ward or emergency, like we have firefighting system, Agnishamak Dal, or to attend the emergency, the people are trained. There is the vehicle is ready, the firefighting vehicle is ready, the people are ready. There is always inspection of the instrument, fire extinguisher, that keeps on happening. So similarly, every day we attend the Bhagavatam or we are studying Bhagavatam, that is we are equipping ourselves with that how we are going to respond in the times of difficulties when the comes, like, and that is the ultimate difficulty that we are going to face. So how we are going to respond in the Krishna conscious way, that's what we study through this Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we glorify Krishna, our heart is satisfied, and so in one of the lecture, His Holiness Radhanath Swami was mentioning that, like when Mother Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, Apharan by Ravana, and then Lord Ram in the search of that, so they found that Mother Sita in the other side of the ocean, and then the Lord Ram and all the monkey soldiers, they were in the Vanar Sena was other side, so they wanted to make a bridge so that they can go to other side and fight with Ravana and get back Mother Sita. So that time, Lord Ramachandra requested, prayed to deity of ocean that please give us a way, take away your water so that we can go and go to Lanka and fight with Ravana and get back Mother Sita. But the ocean deity, he was not listening. So that time, Lord was saying that, or it's not that Lord has to pray to the ocean deity that give us way. He's the master. Like we saw that he's a control, all the controlling deities, Vayu, Varuna, and Indra, whenever they have trouble, they approach the Lord. Now here the Lord apparently is in trouble and he's approaching the ocean deity that give us a way, and he's not giving. So that time the Lord, he looks at the ocean and the ocean starts boiling. So that time the ocean deity, he comes out and he starts praying to the Lord that, oh Lord, please don't be angry on me. If you get angry, then this entire ocean, like which has a water, will be burned, and all the aquatics, all the life there will also burn. So please don't be angry. I will give you way. Or then the Setu is happened. So from that, Maharaj was mentioning very nice lesson that this ocean is compared to the consciousness, and the Ravana, like in the ocean there was, since Lord look at the ocean and it was burning, so Timingalas and all the aquatics, the huge the animals and fishes, they were creating very havoc in the ocean, and that ocean deity was also feeling very uncomfortable and uneasy. So Maharaj was saying that when we don't do the desire of the Lord, or we don't act as per the desire of the Lord, or we don't utilize our body on consciousness to bring out like a Sita, so like the preaching or bringing the forgotten souls or jivas to the Krishna consciousness movement, then we are just, if we are not attend or aligning with the desires of the Lord, then what happens? Our consciousness, like how the ocean was boiling, like that our consciousness, the material desires, the anarthas, the timingalas will start coming ups and downs, and that will create havoc in your life. So Maharaj was explaining that for that reason, we have to align ourselves, align our consciousness in glorifying Krishna. So Krishna's glorification, actually, if we see the other paths are very difficult. Controlling the mind is very difficult through other yogic process. And what to speak of doing it in the age of Kali, which is the age of a distraction. There is a, like, when Parikshit Maharaj, like we know that episode, Parikshit Maharaj and Kali personified. So Parikshit Maharaj told him the 4 places to reside. Na, you reside in this place. That time the Kali said that, O Parikshit Maharaj, there is no such a places in your kingdom. That 4 places was mentioned, Dutam, that place. So that time then he said that, okay, other 5th places, you stay in the gold. And then now the Parikshit Maharaj gave this facility so that what one good thing he saw, that Kale dosho nidhi rajan asti eka mahan guna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. So Kali Yuga is the ocean of faults, but there is a one good thing, is the holy name of the Lord. By just doing chanting of the Krishna's holy name, we can go back to spiritual world. So when Parikshit Maharaj was like thinking like this, the Kali personified, he was laughing. So, and Parikshit Maharaj was astonished, like, why you are laughing like this? So he says that the holy name, the chanting, yes, is the easy process, but I will create such a havoc that people will not able to chant only. I will create so much of a distraction that they will desire, but then the distractions will pull them and they will not be attained. So like that he was mentioning. So the process what we have got, Kevala Anandakand, the very easy process that Prabhupada also mentioned in the one of the purport, that the chanting is the medicine, prasadam is the diet. And Tukaram Maharaj also says that Tuka mhane keli sopi paya vata bhava sagar uttaraya re. So he says that, Tukaram Maharaj says that this bhava sagar is very difficult, but still the Lord has created one pivot. Pivot is like very shortcut and small. No? So that, what is that pivot? The chanting of Krishna's holy name, or the glorifying Krishna, studying Bhagavatam. So what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyachi mam namaskuru. Do this 4 things to me. Manmana bhavamad bhakto, like become engage your mind in me. Madhyaji mam namaskuru. Offer everything, whatever you do, offer it to me, and then namaskuru, do pranam to me. So these things are very easily given by Krishna in the, and like we see that there are different dharmas, and if mainly categorized, that is the 2, the Bhagavad dharma, the Nitya dharma, and there is a Naimitya or Aupcharik dharma. So everyone, like every person has different Aupcharik dharma. The Naimitya duties are different, but everyone has the same Nitya dharma, that is the glorification of the Lord, rendering service to the Lord. And the one very easy definition of Bhagavad dharma, that like we know that shloka, dharmastu sakshat bhagavad pranito. The dharma is actually explained by Krishna, is stapita by Krishna. And what is the Bhagavad dharma? Bhagavad dharma is a dharma which is explained by Krishna, how to attain him. That is the easiest thing, that Bhagavad dharma, and by following that Bhagavad dharma, what happens? Our heart become satisfied. Ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasiddhiti. Our heart becomes satisfied and we attain Krishna's service. So, and even, I mean, Krishna's, like in living, the Prabhupada would say the material life is spiritual life is difficult, but material life is impossible. So serving Krishna, like very easy, like what Krishna is demanding, patram pushpam phalam toyam. Now he's asking the His Holiness Gaur Krishna Goswami Maharaj says, patram pushpam phalam, the three things from the tree and one thing from the ground, that is water. Patra, pushpa, phalam. And one thing is that Krishna has not even specified which patra, tulsi patra only, or this patram, pushpam, na flower, and phalam, whichever. So main idea is like Krishna, main idea behind this is that the jiva comes in contact with Krishna, and with the desire to serve Krishna, he connects with Krishna. So that's how it's the Bhagavad Dharma. So yeah. So the desire to serve Krishna, that reduces our hankering. The kama is reduced, or we get rid of kama, the hankering to enjoy this material world, and then the desire to serve Krishna, that becomes very prominent. So we cannot find calm. Actually, we cannot find calm as long as we have a calm, that is cravings. Till the time we have cravings, calm is not possible. And one thing, like we get a desire to serve Krishna, but sometimes in the mind, or like there is a thing that I don't have these things, or I'm not like I don't have this, whatever the post, the position, the qualification, I don't have that. But one, like a very nice quote by Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu, he says that what we live for is more important than what we live with. So our possession may be different, but then the most important is for what purpose we are living. That is the most important thing. If we live for the purpose is to serve Krishna, the purpose is then there is no hindrance and thing. So that's how the Srimad Bhagavatam is a very easy path. Bhagavad Dharma gives that, the chanting and glorifying Krishna, glorifying his devotees. So by doing that, we attain Krishna's lotus feet. So thank you all for attentively listening. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.